In this video, we're going to take a look at the brand new Kaleidescape Strato E and give you an overview of the entire Kaleidescape lineup to help you decide which model is best for you. Let's begin by talking briefly about the new Strato E, since we know many people will probably have clicked this video wanting to know what it's all about. Well, to keep it short, for those of you who already know all about Kaleidescape's offerings, the new Strato E is very similar to the recently released Strato M, but it is upgraded to 4K as opposed to the 2K output offered by the Strato M. While this may seem like a small change between the two models, it's actually a huge deal, as it will allow so many more people with large screens who want 4K resolution an opportunity to get into a Kaleidescape system for only $1,000 more than the Strato M. Now, we're going to go over all the details in this video, but if you want to learn even more or be among the very first to get yours, you can order it right now at audiodevice.com. You'll get free shipping, and our experts will provide lifetime support if you have any questions while setting it up. Alright, now let's go over everything Kaleidescape has to offer and why so many movie enthusiasts consider it to be the gold standard, and then we'll review the lineup of movie players and servers. Now, we will say up front that historically, Kaleidescape systems, they're not inexpensive. However, with their latest products, they've actually been able to bring prices down and make them more accessible than ever before. Plus, we do feel that if you have a dedicated home theater that you're just really proud of and you spent your hard-earned money on it, it deserves to have the best quality movie source to ensure that it's performing the best that it can. Trust us, we've installed thousands of Kaleidescapes across the United States over the years, and every single time a customer sees one in their theater, they're just blown away at how good the video and the audio quality is and how it's able to unlock a whole new level of performance in their theater. Most people tell us that they just can't believe what they were missing out on, and they never want to watch a movie from a streaming service ever again. The quality is just that good. But why is Kaleidescape so much better than Netflix or another streaming service when you're streaming a movie? Well, it all comes down to compression. With a Kaleidescape system, you download a bit-perfect copy of the movie or other content directly to your system. And the key word here is download as opposed to stream. Now, streaming services, they must compress their content to make it work across a wide variety of internet connections. You can't just go and tell the Netflix app that you have a gigabit internet connection so that they can send you a less compressed feed than the person in a rural location who's only limited to a speed of 25 megabits per second. It just doesn't work in their model, so they have to compress the signal enough to successfully deliver it all over the world, no matter what someone's internet speed is. Now, about the only thing that they do that is variable is change the stream to a super compressed feed that looks almost like an old VHS tape if their services see a very, very slow connection. But just how much does it actually compress it, and what are you actually losing? Well, as it turns out, it's quite a bit. The average movie streaming to you in 4K is encoded at an average of around 8 megabits per second. Kaleidescape's 4K movies are encoded at an average of 65 megabits per second. That's over 8 times as much video data being supplied to your projector or your TV. And on the audio side, it's even more noticeable. The typical audio encoding for streaming is just 0.5 megabits per second, and that's half a megabit, not 5. Kaleidescape gives you a bit-perfect copy in either DTS:X or Dolby Atmos at 6 megabits per second. This means that the audio has more than 10 times as much data as the compressed stream. And in both cases, what you see and hear is exactly what was on the master file that the producer signed off on. Nothing is missing in a Kaleidescape system. Every single bit of data exists. Plus, there's never any buffering or dropouts due to your internet connection. As a matter of fact, once you've downloaded the movie, you don't even need to have internet access just to play it back. The difference that your eyes and ears perceives becomes more noticeable in higher performance home theater projectors and TVs. The picture just has more detail. It's almost like a film was just cleaned off, while the audio difference, it's just night and day, especially when it comes to Dolby Atmos soundtracks. Okay, now you're probably thinking, what about physical media like Blu-ray discs and Blu-ray players? Well, if you don't mind collecting discs and then changing them and storing them, then we will say that you can get pretty close to a Kaleidescape picture and sound with a brand new 4K Blu-ray disc with no scratches and a higher-end Blu-ray player. But even if you have a nice Blu-ray player and a big collection of discs, there are still some great reasons why you should consider a Kaleidescape. Owners of Blu-ray players know how painful it is to sit through all of those previews and those warnings that you get with a Blu-ray disc. Well, with a Kaleidescape, the movie starts playing instantly. Picture this, you have some friends over for a big movie night and you want to show off your incredible theater or media room, which you spent so much time and money putting together. Now, someone in the crowd really wants to see a movie that you just don't have in your collection. Your choices are to either say no to them or open up your streaming service device and pay $5 to $15 to rent it if it's available. And if you're someone who owns a Blu-ray player with a decent collection, well, you already know how bad streaming looks and sounds compared to your discs. So you'll either end up renting it or searching a streaming service, and you have to watch the movie with your friends knowing that you're not really showing off what your system is truly capable of. But with a Kaleidescape, you have two different options here. The first, you can go ahead and search the Kaleidescape online movie store, and you can rent it for usually around $8 or so. The movie will not be streamed, but you get a full download that you have 30 days to enjoy. The second is to just buy it and own it permanently for what would cost just about the same as a 4K Blu-ray copy. And with either method, you are showing off all of the audio and video capabilities of your home theater system. Now, another Kaleidescape advantage is their upgrade deals. We know so many home theater enthusiasts already have extensive collections of Blu-rays and DVDs, some which rarely get watched just due to the outdated quality of them. Well, Kaleidescape offers an excellent disc-to-digital upgrade program that easily solves this problem. By simply connecting an inexpensive Blu-ray reader to your Kaleidescape system, you can quickly verify disc ownership in just about 20 seconds per disc. You'll then have the option to upgrade each title to a pristine 4K version with the latest surround formats. Upgrade pricing typically ranges from around $5 to $25, with most titles landing between that $5 to $10 range, though some studios like Disney, they do tend to charge higher premiums. Now, this convenient feature gives new life to your older favorites, transforming classics like The Hunt for Red October from grainy DVDs into stunning, theater-worthy 4K experiences. The other thing I want to bring up here is for those of you who might have a vacation home. Kaleidescape will allow up to 5 systems in different locations to have the same content on them. This means you simply register your new system under your account and you don't have to repurchase any of your content. Now, there's even more cool stuff when you own a Kaleidescape. If you have a decent library of titles on your Kaleidescape system, you'll see that the browsing experience is just out of this world and it's the best that we've ever seen, and both you and your friends are guaranteed to love it. But the really cool part here is things like the scripting feature. If you have a lot of discs, you've probably dreamed of putting together a collage of scenes that really show off your system. Well, Kaleidescape will be your dream come true here. You could choose any section that you wish, from 1 second to a whole movie, and make it a scene. Then you can make a playlist of those scenes. In most movies, Kaleidescape has already tagged several of the really great scenes that you can find on the main page to use. This is just fantastic for entertaining or having a collection of your favorite scenes playing before a movie starts. Alright, so now that we've gone over why you'd want to own a Kaleidescape system, let's dive into the difference between the movie players and servers that they offer and talk about what situation you'd want each one for. To make it simple, we'll start with their most affordable model, the Strato M, and then work our way up the line. The Strato M comes in at $19.95 as of May 2025 and is an all-in-one unit that has 480 gigabits of storage on the device itself. It supports Dolby Vision, lossless audio with Dolby Vision and DTS:X, and is housed in a relatively small perforated steel chassis that is just 6.4 inches wide and deep and only 1.1 inches tall. You can store around 6 movies at a time on the unit, and it can automatically delete the movies after you've watched them, and you can download more in just minutes with its gigabit Ethernet connection. You can use the Strato M as a standalone player, but it's also designed to work with other Kaleidescape components. If you decide to add a Tera server from Kaleidescape later on, you could store hundreds of movies in one place and stream them to the Strato M or other Kaleidescape players around your home. Adding a Tera server also unlocks Kaleidescape's full poster wall user interface, which makes navigating a large movie library just a really fun and visually rich experience that I mentioned before. This flexibility means that the Strato M can be your first step into a bigger system if you want to expand it later. Now, while it can support playback for 4K files, it will only output all content in 2K 422. To many who have a dedicated home theater with a really large screen, this could be a deal breaker, and we totally understand why. With so much 4K content out there, why would you want anything lower quality? Well, we did multiple tests with the Strato M, and the 2K quality was much better to us than streaming a 4K movie and about on par with a regular Blu-ray disc quality. In fact, the colors looked better and the audio difference was massive with the Strato M. Still, we think that this unit will be better served for some very specific situations. So if you do have a large projector screen or a large TV, the 2K video quality does start to become more noticeable, especially compared to something like a 4K Blu-ray disc. For that reason, we see the Strato M being a great option for secondary setups in a bedroom or an office with a smaller display where you still want great quality video and amazing audio, but the 2K versus the 4K difference is much harder to see. It will also work great in more specific and niche setups like on private planes or boats or RVs. Now, this will bring us to the next and the newest member of their lineup, the Strato E, which is just $1,000 more than the Strato M at $29.95 as of May 2025. To us, this is gonna be the sweet spot for a lot of people and is where we would recommend a lot of people start at if you're just adding one to your home theater or media room for the very first time. It has all the same features and technology that we just went over with the Strato M and is even housed in the same exact chassis. But the big difference is that it can output full 4K video quality. This makes it ideal for home theaters or media rooms with big screens where having that full 4K resolution can really make a difference. Now, while these models can only hold around 5 or 6 movies at a time, we found that most customers don't really find that to be much of an issue. You can still purchase and own multiple movies from the Kaleidescape store and download them to your system at any time you want. When you delete a movie from your unit, it will stay in the cloud library so you can download it again whenever you want to watch it again. If you have gigabit internet speeds, most movies take roughly around 10 minutes or so to download, and you can even download them from the Kaleidescape companion app right on your phone or computer if you're not home to do it on the system itself. And remember, having that movie downloaded means no buffering or stuttering in your movies ever. Now next, let's take a look at the Strato C 4K movie player, which as of May 2025 is $29.95. This has a lot of the same features as the first two models, but unlike those, it does not support Dolby Vision, which is not a big deal if you're using a projector anyways. Now it's housed in a larger 8-inch by 1.5-inch by 10-inch CNC aluminum chassis. And the biggest difference is that the Strato C is a movie player only and does not have any internal storage. This is the only model in the lineup without internal storage. So to make the Strato C a complete system, you need to add a Kaleidescape server called a Terra to download all your movies onto. Now, Terra servers vary in size, and you can actually have more than one server in your system if one fills up. They come in both solid state, which download faster, but they do cost a little bit more, and normal hard drives. Now, the disk-based storage units come in 8, 22, 48, 72, and 96 terabytes, and can store about 130, 350, 800, 1200, and 1600 4K movies. The solid-state units currently come in 8, 31, 123 terabytes, storing 125, 500, or 2000 4K movies. The Terra servers are all enterprise grade like your bank would use, and they're just flat out built like tanks. Now, another really cool feature of owning one or more of the Terra servers is that any of the Strato movie players in their lineup can access them to allow you to have a larger library downloaded at all times. You can also hook up multiple Strato movie players from around your home to your Terra servers so they can all access that same large library of downloaded movies. Now, the Strato C also features an HDMI 1.4 secondary audio output and is CoStar compatible, meaning if you do have a legacy Kaleidescape server, you can still access your content with it. The Strato M and E are not CoStar compatible. So where does this C fit in the lineup? Well, if you have a traditional home theater setup with a projector and you want to have a large library of movies downloaded and ready to go, a Strato C with a Terra server is going to be a great option. We actually recommend this to many people with that setup because it allows you to invest in the system early and then add other players in other spaces down the line and still access your server that is in your main theater room. Alright, now moving on, the next and final option from Kaleidescape is their Strato V 4K all-in-one movie player. This one comes in at $39.95 as of May 2025 and has all the same features and technology as the Strato E, except it moves up to 980 gigabytes of storage. Now, this gives you room for about 10 downloaded movies at any time. You can pair this one up with the Terra servers as well, and it's also CoStar compatible just like the C. It's housed in the same exact chassis as the Strato C, but it's in a dark black color instead of the C's silver finish. Now this Strato V is going to be a really great option for someone who's looking to store a bit more than just 6 movies with the Strato E and wants the highest level of performance from a player in their space. We think it will be perfect for someone who may want to get into Kaleidescape and hold maybe around those 10 movies and then add a server down the line. Or you might just want to put the extra cost towards a Terra server and just get the E. If you're not sure, you can always reach out to our experts to help you out. Now, if you're intrigued and you're ready to elevate your home theater experience, our team of home theater experts at Audio Advice is always here to help you choose the perfect Kaleidescape components tailored to your specific system and future goals. Audio Advice has proudly been a Kaleidescape dealer since the company's very first systems launched nearly 25 years ago, and we've witnessed firsthand their commitment to excellence and continuous innovation. Now, while the Kaleidescape system certainly represents an investment, it's a natural and worthy step if you've already built a really high-performance theater. Now, we know investing in a system like this can get a little bit tricky with all the options available, so I hope this overview has given you a good understanding of what might be best for you. However, if you're still unsure, you can always call or chat with one of our experts at audioadvice.com or just stop by one of our award-winning showrooms to ask more questions and get more guidance on which model you should go with. Now, if you like this video, please consider supporting us by ordering your Kaleidescape and other home theater and audio gear from audioadvice.com, where we offer free shipping, lifetime expert support, and a price guarantee. And while you're there, you should definitely check out our Home Theater Central page, where we have our free home theater design tool, buyer's guides, and a massive library of more content, all for free. If you found this video helpful, please consider giving it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and turn on the notifications so you don't miss out on any of our latest content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.